Hello, Brian S. Pratt here, author. I'm going to tell you a story. Welcome to Tales of Fantasy. But before I begin, appreciate it if you like the video, if you care for it. It's in the and then subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more. Also, I am an author, and if you're interested in trying out some of my writing, if you've never heard of me, then in the comment or in the description, there's a link to Amazon. You can download a free book. It's a full-size book, and give me a try. It's epic fantasy, gods, magic, that sort of thing. Anyway, so back to the story. It's a hot day. It's deep summer. Sun's blazing, humidity. If you've ever been in Oklahoma in August, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, there's a wagon rolling along this road, and there's no shade. There's just nothing. There's just plains on both sides, and everything's brown. There hasn't been rain for months, right? They're going through like this major drought. Anyway, riding on top of this old wagon is Brock. He's having a bad day. Well, he was on a business trip. He was trying to drum up some customers for his family's candleworks business, and every meeting, no, nothing. Then this morning, when he was getting ready to go out, the inn he was in, the kitchen caught on fire, and so he didn't have a meal. He's hot. He's tired. He's about 2 hours from home. And he just can't wait to get there. It's been a horrible day. Sweating, perspiring, baking. He's got this big hat on, but it's not really doing much to offset this incredible heat and humidity. It just sucks the life right out of you. And he's rolling along. Yeah, he's got candles in the back, but his son's melting half of them. He doesn't have a lot. They're kind of like his show candles, being on business. And unfortunately, being as hot as it was, a lot of the candles didn't quite make it there. They were kind of like warped and things, which was part of the problem that he was having. So everything was just going wrong. He's been gone a week, been going all over the place, and nobody wanted to place an order for candles. Everybody needs candles, yet they don't want to. So he's coming back, and he's just tired. He's hot. He's irritated, right? And then he up ahead he sees the bridge that crosses Crofman's Creek, and it's the only bridge for miles either direction, and the road heads straight for it. But as he gets closer, he realizes that it looks different. He can see a few people moving up there. And as he gets closer, he realizes that there's 4 kids, ages 8, 10, 13 and 14, okay? These 4 kids, and they are building a barricade across this side of the bridge, right? They got branches, they got stones. And branches is no small thing because there's not really many trees. I mean, there's little clumps of trees around here and there, so they had to go quite a ways to get these branches. But they're blocking the bridge. And he's already getting irritated. He hates kids. He has no kids, so really until you have kids, they're going to irritate you. So he rolls up there. He's like, hey, man, I just don't need this right now, right? And as he gets closest, the youngest one gets in front of his horse and goes, stop. And he goes, well, what's going on here? You can't cross right now. Why? You just can't. And then he runs off. And Brock's going, what? And then he sees the older boy, dark-haired, dressed in plain clothes, probably like a farmer's kid or something. They all dress kind of shabby. I'm sure the youngest ones had hand-me-downs. And he says, what's going on here? Why can't I cross? You just can't right now. This bridge is closed. And Why? Is there something wrong with the bridge? No, there's nothing wrong with the bridge. Then why can't I cross? You just can't cross right now. You have to stay here for now. And then he deposited his load of sticks and raced off to the little copse of trees where they've been gathering these. and Brock's sitting there. He sits back and like going, he can't understand this, right? This has never happened before. There's no reason for it. Why are these kids blocking this road? This is a public road. This is the King's Highway. It's against the law if these kids are doing it. And the littlest one runs back. He's got like 2-3 little sticks in his arms, and looks up at Brock, smiles, goes over, throws them on the bridge, and the pile's getting pretty high. It's about 2 foot high of rocks, sticks, branches, bushes, whatever they can bring. And Brock says, "This is stupid." So he gets off and he intends to just clear it away so he can roll through, and then they can do whatever they want to once he's passed, right? And the oldest kid says, "No, don't." And the 2 oldest boys come over there and they try to push him back. Says, "You can't go. You can't do it yet. We need you not to cross." Why? Well, we can't explain right now, but you can't go. It's important. And Brock says, "This is stupid." So he pushes them out of the way, and he just starts destroying this barricade, right? If there was a reason for him not to cross, wouldn't there be guards there, right? Wouldn't there be an actual barricade and soldiers of the king saying, "Bridge is unsafe," or maybe something's happening over there? Who knows? But no, it's these kids. It's driving him crazy. So he kicks this barricade. He totally destroys their barricade, right? He turns around to get back on his wagon and go across, and he stops because while he was destroying the barricade, the kids were putting sticks in the spokes of his tires, big ass limbs, so he can't go anywhere. And he just starts cussing these kids out, right? And he goes over there, he just takes these sticks and throwing them away. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, they're behind him rebuilding the barricade. And it's driving him crazy. So he grabs his horse's reins and he starts walking towards the barricade. He's just gonna kick the barricade out, and he's just gonna keep walking. They can't put sticks in there while he's walking. Well, all of a sudden, he hears something, boom, and they stuck a stick in there. And so he had to stop, put it back, and meanwhile, the kids they're running, man, in this heat. They're just sweating. Their shirts are soaked with sweat. They've been doing this for a long time. And the barricade that he pushed aside, they're putting it back on the road, right? He's about ready to draw a sword out and kill these kids because this is just what he needs at the end of the worst week of his life, right? He's only 2 hours from home. He could be there before sundown. He could be with his wife, maybe have a nice cool, draw the bucket of well water, cold well, and he's just been thinking about that for hours, right? And of course, loving on his wife. Been gone a week. He's wanting to love on his wife. And she's probably got that special bread he likes, the little sweet part on top and some berries on the inside that she makes. But these kids are stopping him. They won't let him cross. And so he goes back there and pulls the stick out, and he says, "You can't stop it or I'm going to kill you." He's usually a pretty nice guy, but it's just driving him crazy. He probably wouldn't actually kill him. He's probably being, saying it metaphorically, but he wants to damage them enough so they can't keep building this. And there's no reason for it. And it's just driving him crazy. And then one of the middle kids runs up on the middle of the bridge, center of the bridge, looks the other way, And the older one says, "Is it ready?" "Not yet." So so something's happened to him, but he doesn't know what it is. Not yet. So he's fighting these kids. He clears his wheels out. Then he has to go back and clear out the bridge. And yeah, he might be able to roll over it, but he doesn't want to damage his wagon because that's his only wagon. And if it broke down here, he'd never get home. So he has to at least take some care that and the kids know this. So when he's fighting with them to clear the bridge, they're back there stuffing wheels with branches so he can't move because, if he rolls, it's gonna damage the spokes. And finally, he says he's clearing out the bridge, the barricade, and then the smallest one gets too close, and he grabs the smallest one. He says, "All right, tell me, why is this happening? Why are you not letting me across now?" And the other three boys swarm him, right? They leap on him and start pummeling him and get him off of the youngest one. Excuse me. And then once he is, they back off and they form a line on the bridge. And the oldest one says, "You can't cross yet. We need you not to cross. If you cross, you'll spoil everything." Spoil what? Tell me what is so important that I can't cross. There's a turtle on the road, in the middle of the road, and we can't let you go until he crosses. What? Are you insane? You're stopping me for a stupid turtle? Why don't we just pick that turtle up and take it over? No, we can't do that. He has to do it on his own. You don't understand. And he's wigging out. He says, "Okay, fine. If that is the reason, I am going to get that turtle off the road." And he kicks through the barricade and he heads across the bridge. The boys realize what he's going to do, and they swarm him, right? And they're fighting with him, and he's struggling to get across this bridge. And then the youngest one says, "It's moving." I guess the turtle started moving, right? But the boys won't let up. They will not let him pass. He says, and the oldest one has him in a headlock. He says, "You cannot touch that turtle. We need it to cross the road." And the guy is struggling. I mean, he kicks one kid off. He makes it 2 feet. Boom! The kids are back on him, and he's just taking all of his frustrations out on these kids. One of the kids has a broken nose now. Of course, he's got some scratches too. And he keeps working towards it. And then he sees this turtle. It's about 3/4 of the way across, and it's heading over to the left side. And then somewhere off in the distance, there's a rumble of thunder. He doesn't pay attention to it because he's fighting these kids. He figures if he gets that turtle, throws it across the road, they're going to let him go because they're not waiting for it to cross anymore. It's already crossed. So, and the turtle is slowly making his way across. But he doesn't care anymore. He wants to get that damn turtle, and he wants to throw it over there and piss off these boys because these boys have pissed him off so much. And he is struggling to get over there. He says, "You can't go. Our dad needs this. Our farm needs this." And he's fighting these kids. He says, "What are you talking about?" And the youngest one goes, "If you see 3 turtles cross the road in a single day, it's going to rain. That's the 3rd turtle we've seen cross the road today. If it crosses the road, it'll rain, and our daddy's farm, the crop won't die." That's the most idiotic thing he's ever heard, right? Most idiotic, stupid thing he's ever heard. Says that is just an old wives' tale. He's fighting these boys. He's trying to get that turtle, and that turtle is slowly making it across, right? And then the thunder's in the background again, a little bit louder. And it's starting to get a little darker, too. And the guy is getting really close to this turtle. But those boys, man, the youngest, both the youngest are wrapped around one leg each. And he's just struggling to get to that turtle. He's just, his whole week of frustration and anger and heat is just focused on that turtle. He probably wants to kill the turtle. At the very least, throw it far away and feel better about himself or something. And so he's running. He's step by step by step. And the boys are going, "You can't touch that turtle. He has to make it on his own." And he's getting closer. And then finally, they drop him to the ground, right? And the turtle is about 6 inches from the edge, and it's heading that direction, but it's not really going very fast. it's kind of, you know, weaving and stopping and so forth, and looking at them like, those crazy humans. And the boys go, you can't touch it. We need the rain. He says, that is just stupid. That's just an old wives' tale. And he is fighting these boys, getting them off of him, and he's crawling now towards that turtle. He wants to get that turtle. And as he nears it, the turtle gets almost to the edge of the road. He's within 2 feet. His fingers are within 2 feet of that turtle. And just then, the turtle picks up its head, goes, he's across the road. Boom! Lightning, thunder, rain. And the boys stand up and they cheer. Yes, we did it. We did it. We did it. We saved our daddy's farm. And the oldest boy comes to the man and says, we're sorry, mister, but we had to make sure that turtle crossed the road. And Brock's there like, damn, it rained. It hasn't rained for 2 months. This morning when I headed out, it was crystal clear. And now it's raining like it's a real frog strangler, right? Oh, and then Brock lays on his back as the boys are cheering, and they run off. And he just lays there and feels the rain and goes, well, guess maybe there is something to that old saying. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. Basically, my stepfather, he's a Choctaw Indian, passed away here a few years ago. One of the things he always said, whenever we were driving over and he saw a turtle crossing the road, he says, you see 3 of them crossing the road, it's going to rain. That was one of his sayings. And so this story is kind of like in honor of him and his sayings. Anyway, I hope you like it. And if you did, like the video, subscribe. And if you want to check out my writings, because you think I might be an interesting orator or writer, then check in the description, and you'll see a link to Amazon. Download a free ebook. Y'all take care, and I'll be back with another one.